Hello guys and welcome back to another video. In today's video I am going to go through on how to mod your melee weapon. As I said in my first video, modding your melee weapon is complete and other caliber of fish. So today I'm going to take you through Excalibur Umbra's signature weapon. Don't even ask me how to pronounce this because I am no clue. But this is its unique weapon for Excalibur Umbra. This is a Nakana. So this is pretty much the upgrade of the Nakana. So this is Excalibur Umbra. As you can see here, this is a build that I already had for it. But on this here, this was where you're going to see where you have completely utterly nothing on this weapon. And this is pretty much all of its base stats. So I'm actually going to go back out and come back in to show you the base stats. This is the base stats of the weapon. Its unique trait is whenever you finish her, the wielder will become invisible for 5 seconds. This is not a bad trait, but whenever you finish someone, there's another arcane that is better. But I will leave that for another time. But in today's video, I'm going to take you through on how to mod your melee weapon from star chart to steel path. Steel path is where now you will include an Archon slot. Now, in my first video that I actually blew up. I got near 1,000 views on it. I appreciate, well, close to near 800, maybe 900 now. I don't know, I haven't really looked. I appreciate the support and how it's just blew up. On one of the comments it said that where do I get Archon slots, the Archon adapters. I will show you on a complete different video on that, and I will take you through on how to get your Archons, how to farm your platinum, everything else, but I'm doing guide by guide. This is a guide on how to mod your melee from star chart to steel path. So on the steel path side of things, I will leave till the last. The star chart I will show you first. Now, we need to figure out the 3 basic of the mods. Now, whenever you come to Excalibur Umbra's signature Nakana, you're going to get hit with 2 priorities. These are the Umbra mods, Sacrifice Pressure and Sacrifice Steel. Sacrifice Steel gives you ×2 times crit chance on the heavy attacks. This is now 71.2%, and the pressure point, the sacrificial pressure, sorry, has now went up to 137. This is the exact same set as the Excalibur Umbra set on the Warframe. So now we have the base damage increase and a critical chance increase. Now we know that we're going to crit, but now we want to multiply the crit. So next thing that we're going to go to is going to get Organ Shatter. Now, if you were modding any other weapon bar Excalibur Umbra's signature weapon, you are going to add pressure point, right? As you can see here, I took it out. Pressure point, Organ Shatter, and a crit chance mod, and that would be True Steel. I literally went past it, didn't I? Yes, I did. There's it there. True Steel. So the Sacrifice Steel and the pressure point gives you that more of a utility and more damage. So now we have crit. We've now increased our crit. We now want to add a damage multiplier. So the damage multiplier, well, not a damage multiplier, a attack speed multiplier, well, 35% attack speed on kill and stack up to 2 times. If you do not have this, you could put on just your basic attack speed. So I'm going to type in speed, and it's called Fury. So we'll put in the Fury, and then that would be it. Then we come out of that, and now we have an extra 4 mods, but on the process as well, we need to add a stance. The stance is Brain Dead stance is Blind Justice. Blind Justice has force procs on your weapons. This Can be on anything. So as you can see, this has a force impact and force slice. The second one has a force impact. The heavy slams has a forced impact. The heavy attack has a force slice. So you can see by all these combos that they have some type of force procs on it. In a way that is good, you know you're going to guarantee a status effect. Now, we have 4 left, so you have added your pressure point, in this case sacrificial pressure, and the sacrifice steel, organ shatter, and the fury. If you have berserker fury, add berserker fury instead. That is way better. So what we need to do is we need to pretty much establish in what way we want to build this weapon. So as a basic star chart, this would be absolutely fantastic. So once you're progressing into the star chart, you want to go and add on a bit of a beans. Pretty much the beans that I'm talking about is elemental statuses. So we're going to have, say, for example, so you want to add more damage to your slice. So you're going to have Fever Strike for the toxin, and you're going to have the cold mod, if I can find it, right here. This is all you need on this weapon for star chart. Do ridiculous amounts of damage. Viral's going to proc first and then slice after. Now, you want to try and proc the status. You want to throw in melee status, and that will proc this. And then your next one, you can add on anything you want. So this here is a pretty much what we would call a flex mod. So like it's like a utility mod or whatever you want to add in. You can add on anything you want. Like you can add in reach, give the weapon more reach if you desire. You can add in spoiled strike for extra base damage, so that this would get you through star chart easy with this setup. You can add in 3 punishment for the extra combo. You can add in a finisher's touch. There is mountains of things that you could add in that would make this build so good for star chart. So, but I'm going to keep the reach on with the melee powers, organ shatter, fury, fever strike, and north wind. Now, this would be your build for the basic of star chart the whole way through star chart. This is insane. This build is so good. Honestly, the majority of the people, they're not going to have the endo and the credits to do so. So this would be basic. If you do not have blind justice, get any stance that it literally has this literally that priority. That is literally it. So you can use this as well if you desire. Now, we're not going to move on to the steel path side of things. Now, the steel path side of things come completely and utterly different. What I would change all of this. Keep the sacrifice steel and the sacrifice pressure. The reason why is, yes, prime pressure point is way better of melee damage, but this has the priorities for the sacrifice steel and the sacrifice pressure. This is brain dead to put on. It's free. There's no point changing it. In my eyes, there's no point changing it. That is free. We're going to have the blind justice, and then we're going to go on to the Alarm organ shatter, right? Can't really pronounce that, but we're going to put in for organ shatter. This is an auger mod, and this will take away the crit damage, but give you a wind-up speed of a heavy attack. That is amazing. I am definitely going to have this. Now, I'm going to want the blood rush for the crit chance increase for the much combo that I have, and that is when you have a 12x combo. This gives you 12 times the 40% is a lot of damage. So whenever you're meleeing, you will guarantee either orange or you will hit a red. But when you heavy attack is what I am going to be building, you're going to guarantee a red stat. Obviously, you have your three tiers. You have your yellow, orange, and red. You can obviously go over the red too as well. It is obviously a higher tier. The more higher tier you have in your crits, the higher the critical damage. So we have got the auger mod for the crit damage increase and the heavy wind up speed. Now we're going to move on to the elemental side of things. So there's pretty much two ways that I can build this. Now, I just want force energy and focus radon. The reason why is that I want this. This is already IPS. This is now going to proc electricity for me, meaning that I am going to put on melee influence. Melee influence is literally the bread and butter of the melee weapon. And obviously in certain circumstances, the other melee arcanes are pretty good. But I use melee influence 9 times out of 10 in my build. And there's not literally anyone that I use bar melee expose for a stat stick. Now, the focus energy will eventually proc electricity with the status that I have, but I want to increase that status chance, and that is where I go to Weeping Wounds. Weeping Wounds is another status chance multiplier, but this time it will give you the status chance, not the crit chance. So you have Blood Rush and you have Weeping Wounds. The last one that you can put on here can be anything that you want. It can be more attack speed, it can be more crit damage, it can be melee Endless Mist, because this will obviously benefit from the focus energy and the slash procs that you get off this. You can put on a Bane, or you can put on where are you? No, not here. Or the reflex, sorry, galvanized reflex. You can put that, or actually you can put this on. What you could do is you could actually take this off and put the galvanized on for the status damage, and then you get a 30% chance increase, stacks up to 4, so you will get your increase that way. You could do that, or you can put on primed reach for that extra range in the melee damage. It is entirely up to you. In your Axis unit slot that I do not have, you can put Dreamer's Wrath. Dreamer's Wrath will activate, is a 50% chance to activate tenno, but it gives you 32% crit damage for tenno attacks. You're going to heavy attack. Sacrifice Steel is going to help you because you're getting that crit chance increase with heavy. With your Weeping Wounds and your Blood Rush is going to be increased. This is going to increase your crit damage by 32%. You're sitting on a 5.2 as it is, and that's not including with your companion that will give you an extra 1.2 final crit multiplier. It is so good to have. So that would be your steel path setup, your basic steel path setup. There's many ways that you can build this weapon, but personally, in my opinion, this is the way that I would build it. And the reason why is melee influence has an elemental status effect, electricity and radiation. I spread this radiation to one person and then melee influence procs. This now becomes a survivability tool because now the enemies are confused and are hitting each other because of this. It's the reason why I also use this mod. Radiation is so underrated. Magnetic is now a god freaking tier thing to have now, because once you proc the magnetic and it breaks the overguard or shade, you get a free electricity proc. That's a free status primer. Easy, it is brain dead. For more damage, I would go the melee elements or the galvanized elements. Entirely up to you. But if you're going to go the galvanized elements, take off Weeping Wounds and put on something else, like ranged or more attack speed. This is personal preference, but this is the way I would build this signature weapon for Excalibur Umbra. Guys, if you have enjoyed this guide on how to build or mod your weapon from star chart to steel path. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I will be leaving my link in the description below this video, in the description to my Twitch. Please drop by and show me some love. Tell me that you've came from YouTube, and I have literally appreciate it. I am here to help as many new tenno as possible, and on my next upcoming videos there will be a complete guide on how to do the assassinations from the whole way around the star chart, including all the missions that have been completed on the story mode through the star chart. There will be some mechanical ones, and there will be assassinations where they are going to be two assassinations, or maybe three, or the assassination that will need to be done in a separate video to explain the mechanic. And guys, I will see you in another video. Peace.